Good evening and welcome into Ashe County High School for some more Friday night football from West Jefferson. Tyler Ashe alongside Nathan Ham, glad to bring you the action as we have a battle of the unbeatens yet again. Alleghany coming in at 4-0, Ashe County 3-0 on the season. And Nate, we should be in for a great one here. It's great to see both of these teams off to such a great start to the season, and look for a great rivalry matchup here tonight.
Yeah, glad to be here, Tyler. Alleghany, big-time rushing attack, really going to test the Huskies tonight. And for us, we've been passing all over the yard against everybody, and I'm sure that will not change a single bit this evening.
So it's a great night here at Ashe County High School for some Friday night football as the captains have met at midfield for the coin toss. But before we get into tonight's matchup, first we're going to take a look back at each of these teams' previous week's victory, and both teams actually coming off of a bye week. Their last matchup, Ashe County against High Brighton in the rain-shortened game, and then Alleghany, who was up against South Stokes.
Alleghany with it. Here he comes to the sideline. This is Sprinkle around the end. He's got room down the sideline. Sprinkle makes a move, cuts it back inside. Sprinkle again with another cut and another one. And finally the punter has to bring him down. Number 89. They give the inside handoff, and it's a touchdown for Red. Reward him with a good run. Exactly. Receivers down here to the bottom of your screen. Inside handoff, Red. Red's found the end zone again. Caleb Red, 5-yard touchdown run. Two receivers to the top of your screen. Sprinkle now. Looks like Lasaro's trying to get a blitz. Here's the handoff to Red again, looking for the end zone. Can you say number 3 for the night? Caleb Red.
And everything here, and you got a little bubble screen back to the upper side, and he's wide open.
And Jake Hampton takes it to the house. Jake Hampton in there for the touchdown, a 14-yard touchdown pass.
Seen it tonight, so they have to be cautious.
Fumble, ball is on the ground. The ball is on the ground still. Picked up by Renneria. Renneria picks the ball up, and he's going to scoop 40 yards for a touchdown.
So make it 2nd down and 7 now. Bowers takes the shotgun snap again. He's looking end zone, has his man. Touchdown, Huskies. So 4th down and 2. Huskies going to go for it. Bowers on play action. Fires it across the middle. Ellis has the catch wide open. He's turning it on up the field. He's at the 15. Gets a nice block from McNeil at the 5. Stretching ahead. And did he get in? Waiting for the signal. Yes, he did. Touchdown, Huskies. Going to go back up in this one, trailing 7-6. Ellis passes there to the far side. Pass is caught. Oh, and a nice hit made by Tristan Jones, the sophomore, coming up with another big-time hit. Bowers on the field. 4th down and 6 from the 10. Big-time situation here for the Huskies, looking to tack on another touchdown. Bowers this time going to tuck and run, looking for the end zone, and he's in. Touchdown, Ashe County Huskies. The senior QB sees open field and just punches it in himself. Well, both teams have taken the field, and after looking back at the previous week's matchup, as you said it there, a lot of running attack, or rushing attack, I should say, for Alleghany will probably be the game plan for them, and the Huskies look to continue this air raid season.
Absolutely, and both teams have found success doing what they want to do against other teams. Especially the Huskies here lately haven't really been pressured that much. High Brighton really gave us a lot in the first half, and who knows how that game would have finished up. But for Alleghany, they've really blown out a lot of teams so far, and our defense will be tested.
So both teams, as we mentioned, coming in with perfect marks, unblemished seasons for both of these squads. Alleghany again 4-0. Ashe County at 3-0 with the no contest thrown in there as well against High Brighton, so it doesn't count in the win or loss category, and no stats will transfer from that game. As we mentioned in the last broadcast, it was pretty much just a good half of scrimmage football, right, Nate?
It was, and something that we'll definitely use going down the road. That's probably the best team we've played all year, and hopefully, that little bit of time we had against them on the field, that'll help us, especially in the playoffs.
The teams are ready for kickoff. Ashe County in the home purple, Alleghany in the visiting white with the yellow pants. And Richardson kicks this one off, and we are underway from Ashe County High School. It's a short kick, a little bit mishandled, but able to hang on to it there about the 33, 34-yard line, so not bad field position there for the Trojans to start off this ball game.
I'm sure you'll see a lot of handoffs and a lot of misdirection here from the Trojans. Good, talented team, good senior leadership, but some youth mixed in as well.
And certainly a man to watch out for for this Alleghany County Trojan offense. Number 3, Austin Sprinkle, the QB. They don't throw it a lot, but I tell you what, he's really a weapon and very good at directing this Alleghany Trojan offense, which is heavy on the rush attack. And on cue, there is the run off the right side. Nice pickup there for the first play of the ball game. I believe that was Red on the carry. Evan Owen able to bring him down, gain of around 5-6 yards, and that's something the Huskies were going to have to be geared up for, is that rush defense, something that has hurt them a bit in the early season.
They are, and Alleghany has really wanted to go straight towards that rushing attack. Sprinkle was their leading receiver last year. Moves into quarterback, gives them a lot more quickness in the backfield.
So 2nd down and 5, they'll call it. Here's the toss, cutting it back up the middle. Trying to find that first down yardage, going to be stopped just a bit shy. That was Caleb Red on the handoff once again, so that'll bring up a quick 3rd down situation for this Alleghany Trojans offense. And Nate, talking to Coach Hampton here in the last week or so, as the Huskies ended up having what's technically called 2 bye weeks. They played the first half against Highbright, and he said one concern against facing this Trojan team was that they were going to run this clock and limit Ashe County's possessions.
And it's really the first time this year we faced a team that really just wants to run it down our throats for a full 4 quarters of play.
Sprinkle under center. This time the handoff goes to the right side. Trying to find some room off tackle. Looks like he's going to have the first down yardage, and he will. I believe that was Jake Hampton. And that's going to be enough to move the chains. I believe they're going to say that was Jose Renteria, number 39 on the carry. And one thing you look down the Alleghany stats coming into this game, I should say, on the early season, they have a lot of guys who will carry the ball out of the backfield. As you mentioned, it's heavy on the rushes. We see a little counter play there. Fighting forward. Looking down some of the early season stats for Alleghany, 4 different players with more than 16 carries, so they like to spread the ball around a lot, and that's not to mention a handful of carries for the quarterback, Austin Sprinkle, who is very dangerous.
And that'll keep the defense really guessing for most parts of the game. That's definitely part of Allegany's game plan. They don't want you to know what's coming, and when they've had success going both sides of the field, up the middle, counter plays, they'll keep doing it until you stop it.
Head coach Frank Sessom's really doing a nice job at the helm, as we see Red on the carry again, and flags fly. But Coach Sessoms really is doing a nice job in his short tenure so far here at Alleghany of turning things around. Had a very nice season last year, 7 wins, made it to the 2nd round of the state playoffs. They look to build off of that this season.
And doing a good job coaching these kids up, as you see a holding call right there against Alleghany. But not a lot of kids on the roster. I believe we counted 26. Obviously, these guys have to play both ways and have to play both ways all night long. And Sessoms has done a great job getting these kids in shape and getting them skilled to play both sides of the football.
And one addition to this Alleghany Trojans football team this season, he's a big one out there, Fabian Santos. Of course, many of you tuning in know him from basketball. He was the Mountain Valley Athletic Conference Player of the Year this past season for a very good Alleghany squad. And now, lining him up at wide receiver, he presents a formidable opponent for opposing teams on the defensive side. This time Sprinkle going to the air, gets it to that far side. Pass is complete that time to number 10, Khalil Lawson. But talking about Santos, Coach Sessoms was talking to him in the preseason show, and he said that Coach McKnight was pacing next to the sidelines there when he saw Santos coming out for the football team.
I was going to say, Coach McKnight's somewhere biting his nails right now, just hoping not to lose his top big man in the post for him.
It's another big 3rd down situation, this time 3rd and long. We'll call it a long 9. Throwing on the run. Pass is complete. 1st down yardage and more. Finally brought down from behind. And out of the backfield making the catch, number 23, Caleb Red. Just a sophomore. And I'll tell you what, he's already having a big impact in this game, getting some early carries in there via the air.
He has, and I don't think a lot of people were really expecting him to do so well this year. Just a young guy coming up, getting his chance. I think everybody expected Jake Hampton to be the big-time ball carrier this year. But Red has really showed up this season and gave Alleghany yet another weapon.
Yeah, coming into this ball game, he is the leading rusher on the squad touchdown-wise, averaging 47 yards per game on the ground, and has scored 5 touchdowns. So he's one to look for to find that pay dirt. 1st and 10. Handoff goes to the right side, and there's Hampton on the carry. Not much doing there. Nice job by the Huskies closing in quickly. Gain of about 1. Bring up 2nd down and 9. Brandon Blevins stepping up, making a big-time tackle. I'll tell you what, he's one who's really stepped up for this Husky defense early on in this season.
He has. He's played big from the linebacker position. Wasn't sure what to expect this year. Of course, we lost Cullen Ashley there, one of the more important defensive players we did lose. But Blevins has really stepped it up and made some big plays for the Husky D.
This time Alleghany showing 3 wide. Here's a quick little toss to the tight end. Fighting forward, that's going to be Hampton. And a nice little play there. That's going to net them right at 1st down yardage.
Alleghany showing they can pass the ball as well, trying to give the Huskies another wrinkle to look at.
As we saw the stats there before the game coming into this one, they've only attempted 46 passes this season. Austin Sprinkle, 22 out of 46, 455 yards, but pretty accurate, though. 6 TDs and only 1 pick. And as you said there, they don't throw the ball a lot, but showing the ability to go through the air early on in this ball game. Another 3rd down situation now for the Trojans. 3rd and a short 1. Here's the toss. Ball comes loose. It hits the ground, and it looks like the Huskies have it. And, yes, they do. Quickly pouncing on it there was Brandon Blevins. And a great job there by the Husky defense pouncing on that ball.
Looks like Hampton never really had control of that football. Flies up in the air, and the Huskies right there for the recovery.
Always seem to have a nose for the football as they do these Husky defenders. As we see now the senior signal caller for the Huskies take the field, Connor Bowers, putting together a very nice season already. 11 touchdown passes, and with just 1 tonight, he will match his total from all of last season of 12 touchdown passes as the air raid season continues. First off, they're mishandled a bit, but able to hang on to it, Colin Ellis. And didn't have the best hands there at the beginning, but able to snag that one out of the air off of his own tip, and he's going to get a 1st down.
Quick 1st down there for the Huskies. As you see, no huddle, of course, getting ready to keep the Trojan defense guessing.
I know Ashe County likes to spread you out on defense, and speaking with Coach Hampton before this ball game as well, we might actually see the Huskies go with some 5 wide tonight, and here we see it. Stacked receivers to the right. Bowers dropping back out of the shotgun. Nice pass, threading the needle across the middle, and hooks up with junior wideout Mason McNeil, making a very nice catch in traffic.
Already down inside the Alleghany 35-yard line. We'll see what the Huskies can do here if they can turn that turnover into a touchdown.
It's all the way down, mark it to the 35-yard line. Great hook up there once again. Bowers to McNeil. 1st down and 10. 5 wide set yet again. This time Bowers stepping up. Can he get rid of it? He is going to be taken down in the backfield, dropped behind the line. Big time play there by the Trojan defense. Dropping him back for a loss of 2. I'm going to say that was number 44, Ernest Shaw, making first contact, and a big time play there once again from Alleghany.
Trojan defense able to make a stand on that play at least. Got a good pass rush there. Saw Eli Ramirez in there as well from his defensive tackle spot.
So that'll bring up 2nd down and 12 for this Husky offense. Looking to keep this drive alive. Bowers dropping back, firing deep. Has his man Blevins, and look at him turn on the afterburners. 10-5, and touchdown Huskies.
Good job there against the coverage. Josh Cochran there really had no chance to stay step for step with Jacob Blevins.
So it doesn't take them long, and the Huskies hit pay dirt first in this matchup. Great hook up there from Bowers to Blevins, B squared. And Blevins, you're not going to catch him in the open field.
Not many teams have anybody that's going to catch him in the open field.
Richardson on to attempt the extra point. Snap, the hold, the kick is up and splits them. And add one more, and the Huskies go up by a full score there, 7-0, as we see the drive to the end zone takes them just 4 plays to go 65 yards down the field, and capping it off, as we saw there just a moment ago, 37 yards from Bowers to Jacob Blevins. And how about that for the first drive of the ball game? Bowers, the senior quarterback, perfect, 3 for 3.
Bowers so far this year has been extremely accurate every game out, and just another fine example of that, completing all 3 of those passes.
As we mentioned it just a minute ago, 11 touchdown passes coming into the ball game, making it even 12, and that matches his total from all of last season as the air raid continues. As we just heard the air raid siren going off here from atop the press box at Ashe County High School, and the Huskies look to be in business early on in this game.
They do, and now it's time to see if the defense can continue playing well. Alleghany had a decent drive going there, but couldn't turn it into points or anything like that. Just happened to lose it on a turnover. We'll see if Alleghany can bounce back from that.
This time Richardson gets all of it and then some, and that's going to be a touchback. As you mentioned, high school football, the ball goes into the end zone. It cannot be returned, so Alleghany will be forced to start out from their own 20-yard line. Looking to duplicate some of the success on that drive. That one ended a bit prematurely for Trojan fans and players there as they fumbled it, and the Huskies able to make them pay with the points off the turnovers. And one thing we failed to mention coming into this ball game, it is what we call now, speaking with Coach Hampton again, this is the real season started. The other games he just considers warm-up games, preseason.
It is, and the Mountain Valley Conference games mean a lot to all the teams, but especially us. We really want to be able to put some banners up, hang some banners, and win some conference titles.
No gain on that carry on first down, bring up second down and 10. So as we said there, this is the opening night of Mountain Valley Conference play across the high country, and some intriguing matchups there, especially down at those Wilkes schools tonight.
They are, and see if my sleeper pick, East Wilkes, can show up. They haven't really done much for me yet this year, but maybe against North Wilkes they can get things going.
Now Sprinkle looking deep down the field. The catch is reeled in impressively. That time hooking up with number 89, Fabian Santos. We said to watch out for him, and there he makes the Husky defense pay.
And really a big target there to pass to. Good coverage by the Huskies, but you just can't coach height. And right there, Santos had a big height advantage over the middle of the field.
Boys, take a look at that one there. Full extension, and great job catching that one made by Santos, making it look easy there across the middle. You wouldn't think this guy had never played football before. Showing off those soft hands as we see so often in the paint for the Trojan basketball squad. Now quickly back to the action on 1st and 10 after the big-time gainer. Nothing doing that time on the ground. So far, these rushing yards coming, they're few and far between right now. All of a sudden for this Alleghany offense, something they're not used to dealing with this season.
Yeah, surprisingly, Allegany's made their games through the air against us. And I'm sure that's an adjustment that Coach Hampton will see and make some changes too for the defense. But right now, Alleghany has to feel pretty good. Haven't been able to run the ball, but still they're able to pick up some yardage.
So they'll call that one a gain of 1. This time Sprinkle dropping back, 2nd and 9, looking deep down the right side. Passes up, and nice defense that time. Breaking that one up by number 12. That is Evan Owen. Looking to hook up again with Santos. I'll tell you what, nice defense that time by the Husky secondary.
That was tremendous coverage there. Santos still having the height advantage, but right there, Evan Owen timed his jump perfectly, knocked that one away.
And now, after that incomplete pass, and a big 3rd down and 9 situation coming up, Coach Sessoms chooses to call a TO and talk things over, as we see on that far sideline with his players. Coach Sessoms not one to really give away a lot of information in a preseason show, but I'll tell you what, he always has his guys ready to play.
He does, and that's something he really takes pride in. Every stop he's been at, he's wanted to make sure every kid out there is ready to play. And as they say, next man up. If somebody goes down with an injury, he wants to make sure people on the bench also are ready to pick up where the starters leave off.
As you mentioned earlier, just 26 players on that team, so if injury does strike, they could really be in trouble as well as any team potentially. A couple of players go down, but things really thin for that Alleghany team, so they're really counting on some good health for this season. So after the timeout, 3rd down and 9, Sprinkle under center, drops back, looking to throw all the way, throwing off his back foot across the middle. This one's going to be incomplete over the head of his intended target, but some stout defense that time once again by the Husky secondary.
Yeah, it looked like Hunter Barnes and Sam Huddler there, kind of double coverage against, I couldn't tell what receiver that was, but they were right there step for step, and the pass a bit overthrown, and looks like the Huskies going to get the ball back.
And Coach Sessoms, whenever he was calling that timeout and talking things over with this offensive unit, he did not want to give this Husky team the ball again this quickly. Potentially, as fast as they can strike, you could be down 14-0 just with the drop of a hat.
Yeah, especially when you really rely on the running game as much. Unless you're breaking off some really big runs, the clock's going to be running. It's going to turn into your enemy eventually.
4th down and 9 from their own 43. They're going to punt this one away. Nearly blocked, a low line drive punt. But, man, what a roll. And that one's going to go all the way down inside the 10, out of bounds about the 7-8 yard line. So a great job there by the punter for Alleghany.
That was a terrific punt. Huskies will be backed up deep in their own end.
So we see Ashe County back onto the field, fresh off of their first scoring drive of this game. Didn't take them long, 4 plays. They took it down 65 yards. Of course, the big play capability by this Husky offense, you've always got to be prepared if you're a defensive unit to be ready to run, to say the least.
Lots of speed and quickness for these Husky receivers, and Connor Bowers so far this year making some excellent decisions where he wants to go with the football.
Tell you one impressive stat from Connor Bowers, just aside from the completion percentage and yards thrown for and touchdowns, is, he threw 4 interceptions in the first game of the season. In these last 2 contests, he's only thrown 1.
Absolutely. When you hold on to the football, teams that usually win the turnover battle typically win the ball game, and so far we have really done a good job at that after that first game where we kind of struggled with the turnover bug. But hopefully, knock on wood, we keep making some good decisions, hold on to the football, and limit those turnovers.
So on that first down play, it was Sky Sullivan on the carry, pick up about 4. 2nd down and 6 now for the Huskies, dropping back in the gun, firing across the middle, hooks up with Blevins. He's looking to turn it up the field. Nice tackle made, but not before he gets the first down and then some. So Blevins, a great find there again by Connor Bowers, hooking up with him once again. Another big-time gain for this Husky offense.
So far, the Trojan defense has no answer for Blevins' speed on the outside. They may need to think about going to a bit of a double coverage here, and just hope some of your other guys can single cover some of their wide receivers.
No huddle again, as always, for the Huskies. 4 wide. Bowers in the gun. Sullivan next to him to block. Now firing a dart across the middle. Oh, just couldn't hook up that time with Worley. Boy, I tell you what, that one had some heat on that one.
That was a good read there by the Trojan secondary. Just a step late. Could have been an interception, but really well-placed ball by Connor, maybe just a little bit too late on the throw. We'll see what the Huskies have here on 2nd down.
After the incompletion, as you said there, brings up 2nd and 10 for the Huskies on their own 32-yard line. 4 wide set. This time going to hand it off up the middle. Sullivan trying to work forward, not much doing there. Maybe gets a couple. Both teams kind of having difficulty moving the ball on the ground in the early going.
And it's a very short gain on the play. It'll be a 3rd and 7 now for Ashe County.
Bring up 3rd down, and we'll say a long 7. Huskies haven't faced a 3rd down yet. And here we go. Bowers in the gun, airing it out deep. Colin Ellis wide open midfield, and then crosses into Alleghany territory, and the Huskies' drive will stay alive.
Sophomore Ellis there got wide open. Alleghany just could not stay with him either. Their defense is going to have to figure something out if they want to stay in this ball game the way the Huskies are getting their receivers wide open.
So moves it across the 50 down to the 46-yard line of the Trojans. Ashe County already threatening here again. So you see them with the 4 wide set. Bowers drops back, fires it out here to the near side. Here's Blevins shaking off one defender's left and right, still on his feet. 20, 10, 5, and you're not going to catch him. Jacob Blevins slicing and dicing his way to the end zone.
Yeah, talk about quick feet right there. Just making men miss all over the field, turns it up and gets the score.
As we see there on the replay, my goodness, he just makes those defenders look foolish out there breaking ankles as he takes that one into the house.
They need to bring the gator out here, see if anybody's hurt.
So Jacob Blevins, yet again, on a long pass from Connor Bowers, takes it in for 6 more for the Huskies. We see Richardson on to the extra point. Kick is up and splits the uprights. tack on one more, and the Ashe County Huskies, just like that, are up 14-0. As we see the drive to the end zone once again. That time they had to take it a long ways in 6 plays, 93 yards, and there we saw that last one, a great 46-yard pass from Bowers to Blevins, and definitely Blevins the guy on that drive, 2 catches for 67 yards.
And good job by Colin Ellis also adding in on that drive. Connor, once again, one bad throw there to Worley, but otherwise accurate and spot on with those throws.
Let's make that touchdown pass number 13 on the year now for Bowers. So we've been talking about that. That's pretty impressive, Nate, whenever you can eclipse your previous season's touchdown throws, only 4, not even a full 4 games into the season after playing 12 last year.
Oh, yeah, that says a whole lot. Coach Hampton really having faith in Connor as he changes the offense to fit more of a passing attack. And Connor definitely not letting the Husky fans or the players and coaches down, really putting up big numbers this season.
Richardson fresh off the PAT, looking to put his big toe into this one once again. Boots this one, sort of a line drive kick, will be fielded at the 5-yard line. Looking to find some room up the middle, and nice blocks, but finally going to be chased down. Like a little bit of a danger point there for the Huskies, but finally able to corral the return man there. That was Hampton around the 35-yard line, so nice field position for the Trojans once again.
Hampton just put his shoulders down there, ran right up through the middle, and good blocking there by his teammates gives Alleghany, as you said, good field position to start this drive. Really need to come up with an answer here. Ashe already 14 points here in the first quarter. Alleghany really needs to put a drive together, kind of answer back this Husky offense.
Sprinkle with 3 men spread out to the right. He's just going to hand it off up the gut this time, and man, the Huskies right there to answer. And on that, we see one of the Baker boys that time, number 77, Jason. Also number 69, Jacob Sawyer in on the action. And one player noticeably absent from the Huskies defensive unit. We didn't talk about it last time against High Brighton, but they're going to be without Luis Ramos, unfortunately, for the remainder of the season after that knee injury.
Yeah, I think they were hoping he wouldn't miss as much time, but the MRI showed some things that they didn't like, and unfortunately it looks like Ramos will not be able to suit up again this season.
Unfortunate there for the Huskies. Of course, looking to get him back into playing shape sometime, hopefully in the next few months, but we will probably not see him the remainder of the year. Pass is complete there. Back to the action. Nice pass on the rollout. That time Sprinkle hooking up with his man Caleb Red once again, number 23, and that's going to be enough to move those chains. Another first down for this Trojans offense. And as we said there, Ramos just a junior, so hopefully he can get things straightened out and come back and be a big-time performer for the Huskies next season. And
hopefully Coach Hampton knows his backups are also going to be ready to play and step in where Ramos can.
So here late in this first period, 14-0 our score. And that is actually going to do it as time expires. And there we hear the horn go off. 14-0, Ashe County jumps out to a quick 2-touchdown lead against the Alleghany County Trojans. We'll be back with second quarter action here on the Sky Zone HD Game of the Week from Ashe County High School.
When it comes to insuring your home, business, automobiles, and property, you want an agency you can depend on. Miller Insurance has been serving this region for more than 60 years and are proud to now represent Everett Cash Mutual, which specializes in insuring farm property, equipment, livestock, and more. Before you renew your insurance policies, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or come see us in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to be your hometown insurance agency that supports our hometown teams.
And welcome back into Ashe County High School at Husky Stadium for tonight's Friday night football matchup between the Ashe County Huskies and Alleghany County Trojans. Rivalry matchup here tonight, the first game in conference play of the Mountain Valley for both of these squads. And of course, those unblemished records, both teams want to keep those intact, especially get that 1-0 mark in conference plays. We're quickly back to the action to start this second period. Ashe County on top 14-0. Sprinkle throwing on the run. Pass is caught by Lawson. And a nice ankle tackle that time made by Evan Owen. not allowing any additional yards after the catch.
And Lawson, another pretty big target out there for Sprinkle. 6-foot senior there, makes a grab. And Trojans keep moving the ball down the field, trying to answer what the Huskies did in the first quarter with some points of their own here in the second.
It's a nice 6-yard gainer to start off this second period. And again, we appreciate you tuning in here tonight. Tonight's game brought to you by Miller Insurance in downtown West Jefferson. Be sure to check out Miller Insurance for all of your insurance needs. This time on the toss to the left side, Red trying to work it outside. Can't find much room, but now powers his way forward and rolled over a few Husky defenders along the way, and nice yardage there. That'll be enough to move those chains.
It was powerful running there. Ashe really couldn't bring him down right there, but didn't break a long run, so the Huskies can't be too disappointed in that. But as you said, it is a first down, and Alleghany now inside the Husky 40.
Yeah, working their way into Husky territory now at the 39-yard line, 1st and 10. 2 men on the near side, as well as 2 in the backfield, joining Sprinkle, who lines up under center. Misdirection handoff coming to the right. I believe that was Hampton on the carry. Not much doing there, though, once again. This Husky defense standing strong. Sean Baker in on the tackle. And make that the Baker Boy duo, and that's quite a formidable duo there from the Husky defense.
It is, and those two kids have really stepped up this year, helped out, and in the leadership department especially. We've seen Sean a couple of times yelling at some of the guys on the sidelines, get them fired up, and Jason's really going to have to take over on that defensive line now without Ramos, and going to have to provide some leadership for those big guys.
So that'll bring up 2nd down. About 10 yards to go as we have maybe a bit of equipment malfunction there from Hampton. Getting those sneaks laced up. And get back here to 2nd down and 10 for the Trojans, trailing in this one, down in an early hole, 14-0. I'll tell you what, you've got to think Allegany's definitely dominated the time of possession as most expected in this game. Now rolling out, throwing on his back foot. Pass is incomplete. In and out of the hands of his intended target that time. And now a flag flies as well. He was looking for Avery Ashe, junior tight end. Flags fly, however. And that's going to go against the Huskies in the way of pass interference.
Tough break there for the Husky secondary. Might have got there a little bit early on the coverage, though. Unfortunately, going to move Alleghany deeper into Ashe territory.
I tell you, that was really a late flag coming in there from the sidelines. Pass interference is called, as you said. Once again, that's one of those maybe a little too close to call. The defender may have gotten there just a tad premature. After the penalty, that'll be 15 yards and automatic 1st down for the Trojans. Almost into red zone territory now, rolling out, throwing back to the far sideline and turning up the field. There goes Hampton, 10-5, and he is into the end zone. However, we do see flags on the field. We'll see if this one is going to stand. And it looks like the initial signal is correct. This one may be coming back.
Well-designed play, though, there with the rollout to the right and the pass-back screen to the left. Alleghany had that well blocked, but a little bit too well blocked.
As we see there, the official word, that's going to be a block in the back, as you said, just a little too good that time for their own good. And that's going to be a penalty, so unfortunate break there for the Trojans. As you said, boy, a great design play that time from Coach Sessoms on that far sideline. Coach Hampton's got to be thankful that one's coming back.
Absolutely, that pushes Alleghany a little bit further back there. Of course, with the penalty happening a little bit downfield, they did not lose near as much ground, but nonetheless takes a touchdown off the board.
So replay the 1st down. 1st down, about 5 yards to go. Inside the red zone territory, Sprinkle throwing on the near side, has his man, pass is caught by Lawson, breaks one tackle and another, but finally brought down that time by Sean Baker, just outside the 10-yard line. Alleghany having the willingness to go through the air fairly often in this ball game, a lot more than I think most people were expecting.
Absolutely, and that might have been something Coach Sessions was going to throw at the Huskies tonight, knowing they were going to key on the rushing attack, but so far really been willing to drop back, have some rollouts, some screen passes, and setting up some pass plays for the Trojans.
Ball on the 11-yard line, first down. Here comes the handoff near side, stretching ahead. Did he get in? They're going to say no. Just shy that time. Good strong run there off the right tackle, though, by Hampton. And we see why he is such a dominant back for this team.
Powerful run there, and to the outside, no less. He's really been used a lot up the middle so far, but right there got outside the tackles and breaks it down to the 1-yard line.
And this will be a first and goal now for the Trojans.
Hampton hasn't had a tremendous amount of carries on the season, 17 to be exact, but he does have 3 touchdowns. He was looking to add to it on that drive to the end zone. Now, first and goal from the 1. Here's the handoff. They'll give it a go again, and that's going to be enough to get it in. Caleb Red, just powerful run that time. Runs over a couple of Husky defenders, and he's in for the touchdown.
And Alleghany answered back right when they needed to. The Ashe offense really looking unstoppable so far, but maybe a little bit of momentum swing here for the Trojans, and see if the defense can also match what the offense did and maybe get a turnover or a quick Husky 3-and-out.
Nice drive put together that time by the Trojans, looking to cap it off with the extra point. Snap to hold the kick. It's a high one. Does it have enough to get across? Yes, it does. Splits the uprights. So put up 7 on the board for the Alleghany County Trojans. We see them a nice 9-play, 64-yard drive to the end zone, capped off by a 1-yard touchdown run by Jake Hampton. And I'll tell you what, this Trojan offense, as we expected and Coach Hampton talked about before the game, really milking this clock in this contest early on.
That's the kind of drive they would like to have. Did mix in a nice pass play here and there, but for the most part kept the clock running. A lot of inside, outside runs. And, another thing that does, that keeps the Husky offense off the field. And based on how their defense has played so far, that can't be a bad thing.
You said it there, the Huskies so far have scored on every possession, but they've only had the ball twice. And that's something that Alleghany definitely wants to do, limit their chances on offense, because almost every time it seems throughout the season when Ashe County gets the ball, you can almost expect a touchdown. So down to a 1-score game, 14-7. Ashe County still in control. Alleghany clawing their way back in it now, though, separated by just 7 points. A short kick this time going to bounce, be fielded at the 16, 17-yard line, trying to find some room back up the middle, and nothing doing there much as Mason McNeil didn't have a lot to work with. He does get it out, though, to about the 26, 27-yard line, and we'll see this Ashe County offense take the field once again, looking to duplicate their 2 previous drives. Talk about some of these players for the Ashe County Huskies, even though it was just basically a scrimmage last week. Some tremendous output from several of these Husky players. Bowers did throw 2 touchdowns and also had 1 on the ground, so he accounted for all the Huskies' points. As we see the Huskies going 5 wide once again on offense. Now Ellis going to come back in and help block for Bowers. Looking to the far side, has tipped and caught. Oh my goodness, in and out of the hands of Calhoun and into the hands of Jacob Worley, and a fortunate break there for the Huskies. That could have easily been intercepted.
Yeah, that's what you call teamwork right there.
Calhoun says, I don't think I can get it, but Worley's there saying, I got you.
Tip drill.
So it ends up being a complete pass and a nice 9-yard gainer for Ashe County. Brings up 2nd down and 1. As we see Ellis will join Bowers in the backfield once again. 4 wide set. He'll hand it off to Ellis off the right side. Fighting forward, has the first down yardage and then a few extra just for good measure. Gets it up there right at the 40-yard line. Huskies moving the ball well to start off this drive.
Alleghany was hoping maybe to swing the momentum a little bit, but right now, Ashe doing what it's been doing all night long, moving the football pretty much at will.
1st down and 10. 5 wide once again for the Huskies. Like in this new set, Hampton going to it a lot in this ball game. Passes complete on the far sideline. Hey, why not? As much success as they have had so far in this ball game. Staying with the same look that time. Mason McNeil, the recipient. Not a big-time gainer there. Picks up about 4. Bring up 2nd down and 6 now. For the Ashe County Huskies, moves it up to their own 44-yard line. Looking very strong on offense, as we've seen all season long. Points early and often for Ashe County. Bowers takes the shotgun snap. Fires it off, sort of a screen play for Worley off to the right side. All in all, not a bad play, but only nets them about a yard. Nice defense that time as number 44, Ernest Shaw, comes up and makes a nice tackle.
And big 3rd down here for the Huskies. See if Alleghany can get off the field, maybe add some more points here before halftime.
3rd down, 5 yards to go. The Huskies want to keep this drive alive. And now we have an official pause, I believe. Another equipment issue for the Alleghany County Trojans. Going to get those helmets strapped on right on that far sideline. 14-7 again our score here tonight. The opening contest of Mountain Valley Conference play for both of our area squads here, Alleghany and Ashe. Looking to keep their perfect seasons alive. Ashe County 3-0. With 1 no contest thrown in there against High Brighton. Alleghany a perfect 4-0. And both teams wanting to keep that trend going as we are now into the, what Coach Hampton calls the real season, or the second season, I should say, conference play. Shotgun snap quickly back to the action. Bowers stepping up. He's going to take this one himself. Has the 1st down yardage and more. And steps out of bounds to avoid the hit, moves it across midfield, and the Husky drive will continue.
Looked like a flag down there, though. Hopefully we'll be against Alleghany. Couldn't tell what happened there, but if it's against Ashe, unfortunately, it will erase a nice gain there by the quarterback.
Looks like Ashe is backing up. And it will be against the Huskies. It's going to be a holding penalty. So as we saw for Alleghany, had a touchdown called back on some extra good blocking. The Huskies have a nice run negated by the penalty marker as well.
This makes it 3rd and a little bit longer here. Of course, with our strong passing attack, 11 yards doesn't seem like too much. But Alleghany really trying to pin their ears back and get to the quarterback.
5 wide set, Bowers stepping up, firing it to the far sideline, just out of the reach of Jacob Blevins. And that's going to end this Husky drive. Not a bad play design there, and not a bad throw by Bowers. You definitely, if you have to miss, you want to miss a little bit long into the sideline where not even a defender has a play on the ball.
And smart play there by the Trojan defense. Looked like they had 2 guys back there on Blevins. The way he's been tearing them up so far today. Good job. Maybe a little bit of bracket coverage there. Somebody underneath and somebody over the top. Worked out there, forced a Husky punt.
Mason McNeil on to punt. It's a good high hanging kick. That's going to bounce at the 20 and take a very nice Husky roll inside the 10-yard line all the way down to about the 8.5-yard line. And I'll tell you what, a great job there by Mason McNeil. He did a fantastic job filling in for Jacob Blevins a couple of weeks ago, and with this hamstring injury and not wanting to risk re-injury, Coach Hampton choosing to go with McNeil at the punter.
Yeah, we don't usually give a whole lot of credit to punters in football, but that's 2 good punts tonight, 1 from each side, down deep in their own territory.
So for the first time tonight, we saw the Huskies have to bring on the punting unit, and a great job as Mason McNeil answered the call. Pins Alleghany down at their own 9-yard line, they'll call it, where they will take over 1st down and 10. This offense back onto the field, looking to duplicate what they did the last time they had the ball on offense, which is punch it in for 6. Going with a 3 wide set, but the handoff up the middle that time goes to Caleb Redd. Not a lot doing, gets it out across the 10. Actually a little better than I thought. Fighting forward, picks up almost 5 yards on that one, so it'll be 2nd down and 5. And Coach Sessoms, those are the type of hard-fought yards that you like to see.
Yeah, anytime you get 5 yards a pop on the run, you're gonna take that every day.
Second down, 5 yards to go. 3 wide on the left, drawing up a wide receiver screen. And the Huskies read that one all the way. Nice play made by Evan Owen. And also by number 27 for the Huskies, Sam Hudler. Able to get a couple of yardage, but not any more than that as they had the outside well contained.
Ashe will have a chance here to get off the field on 3rd and short and maybe be able to get some good field position here as well.
You know, this Husky defense, maybe not feeling the effects yet, but if you're on the field as much as they have been so far in this ball game, you're bound to be a little bit winded. The way Alleghany likes to milk this clock and keep their offense on the field, and this would be a great opportunity for the Huskies to force a 3 and out. 3rd down, just 1 to go. Nothing fancy, handoff up the gut, fighting forward. It's going to be close. So we saw Sean Baker in on the tackle as well as Jason. And they're going to say that is enough to move those chains, so Alleghany keeps this drive alive. Takes it out to the 20-yard line now, 1st and 10 here in this second period. Alleghany controlling the time of possession in this one, despite trailing 14-7. Sprinkle fakes the handoff, throwing now on the run. This one in and out of the hands, though, of Caleb Redd. May have heard some footsteps behind him because he should have been able to reel that one in.
Might have heard footsteps indeed. Looks like Hunter Barnes there on the coverage. Evan Owen also in the area.
Nice pursuit that time from Barnes. Drop pass by Redd. Results in incompletion there. Bring up 2nd down and 10 now for the Alleghany County Trojans. Both teams fighting hard in this first half. This game definitely everything you would have expected. The rivalry matchup, great crowd here at Ashe County High School from both sides. Now rolling out off the play action and throwing back. Pass is caught. Oh, and a great leap. Now cutting it up the field is Hampton. And boy, I'll tell you what, that was an athletic move on that far sideline.
That could have really been disastrous for the Trojans. Instead, Hampton makes a great play on the football, pulls it down, takes it upfield. Looks like might be near the 35, somewhere close to that. But either way, another 1st down, and the Trojans moving the football yet again.
As you said, move those chains out across the 30 now. 32-yard line, 1st and 10. Just a slow, methodical pace. That's what they like from Alleghany. Now looking to go deep, airmailing it. Goes up and just can't haul this one in. Not a bad idea that time, coming to the near sideline, trying to hook up with the big man, Fabian Santos. I'll tell you what, for a big man, he's got some good wheels.
Good speed on the outside, especially there. Getting past Evan Owen, it looked like in coverage, but throw was a little bit too long. Went up with one hand, tried to pull it in, but could not make the big-time catch.
Would have been a highlight reel play for sure for big wideout Fabian Santos. Instead, though, it's going to be resulted in an incomplete pass. Brings up 2nd down and 10. Sprinkle fakes the handoff again, rolling out, throwing on the run. This time pass is complete. Gets it out across the 40-yard line before he's brought down. Nice catch made that time by Redd. Tackle made by Joseph Louder. Nice open field tackle, chasing down the offensive player right at the 1st down marker. We'll see what the spot is from the officials and if they're going to bring on the chain gang. Nope, referee's seen enough. They say move it, and that's going to be a 1st down. So a fresh set of downs now for Alleghany as this drive will continue. And here once again, just living proof that Alleghany loves to control that time of possession, and showing that tonight.
And for anyone that thought maybe their 4-0 record was a little bit of a mystery there, they've really proven tonight that they can hang with anybody. We've beaten some quality teams, and they've played some tough teams as well, tougher than people are giving them credit for.
As we see on screen there, the victory is really, they've only challenged in that Grayson County game, which ended up coming down to a field goal score, 26-23. But other than that, at least winning by 2 or 3 scores in every ball game. And last week could have been worse against South Stokes. They really called off the dogs in the second half.
They did. Alleghany proving tonight they can hang with anybody, especially with that rushing attack and being able to limit how much the other team has the football.
First down and 10. Here's the toss sweep to the left. Red trying to find some room, and man, he is decked hard. And on that, we see Tristan Jones joined with Sean Baker as well in on the tackle. And those are two men who make your life hard if you're trying to fight for yards on offense.
Yeah, that's a couple of tough hits there to take for only a couple yards.
Hard-fought yards indeed, and boy, the impressive play from sophomore Tristan Jones just continues, Nate. Already coming up here, I believe that's at least 2 or 3 tackles, and he's been the team's leading tackler in every game so far this season.
Big-time play from a sophomore. Happy to see some young guys stepping up.
Sprinkle rolling out now, trying to find some play. Hit as he throws, and man, what a hit he took there. That time I believe it was Brandon Blevins getting back there and applying the hit on Sprinkle.
Good job by the defense there, getting a nice pass rush. Sprinkle really had no chance to complete that throw at all.
Give Sprinkle some credit. At least he got the ball off, avoided the sack, but still doesn't help any when you're hitting that ground as hard as you are with Blevins on top of you.
Oh, no doubt.
Great play there once again. Nice penetration by that Husky defensive front. And that's going to bring up a big 3rd down and 8. Ball at the 45-yard line of the Trojans, working our way late in this second period, trailing by its touchdown 14-7. Sprinkle dropping back, looking to throw it again, trying to find somebody open. He's just going to run it himself. Look at the speed here across the 50 and steps out of bounds at the Husky 46-yard line. So a nice gainer that time, and that's going to be enough to move the chains again for this Trojan offense.
Sprinkle may be the team's best athlete in terms of overall skill set, and one of the reasons they moved him to quarterback this year. And right there you can see knows how to use his legs as much as he knows how to use that arm.
Yeah, he's a very heady player, very intelligent on the field as well as on the court in basketball. So we saw him impressively dominate last year in many games. For much of the season was the team's leading scorer, and a big part of that Alleghany run to the Final Four in the state of North Carolina, or just a game shy of the Final Four, I should say. This time, Aaron mailing it deep, hit as he throws, passes caught, and a highlight reel catch there made over Hunter Barnes. And that's a big-time play right there. I believe that was Hampton coming up with the catch.
And Hampton out of the backfield gets open and makes one heck of a catch there inside the Husky 10. Goes up and fights for it and comes down with the football.
So time ticking away here at the end of the second quarter, but Alleghany showing they're not done, looking to tie this thing up, and now they're in business, 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Look for them to try to speed things up a bit here on offense and strike before they go to the locker rooms for half. Sprinkle under center. Going to hand it off again, this time looking to the right side. Red has some room, fighting forward, going to be stood up, stretching ahead. He did not get in. But, man, I tell you what, he is fighting hard, and they're smelling that end zone right now.
They are, and they really want to tie this thing up before halftime and really take some momentum into the halftime break. Of course, Ashe will get the ball after the half, but either way, Alleghany trying to put some points in the end zone.
So all the way down to the 1-yard line where it will be 2nd and goal. Alleghany looks to be in business, primed for a score and tie up this contest. Under a minute to play. Really showing no sense of urgency. Here's the handoff again. This time he's going nowhere. That time the Husky defense standing tall, knocking him down behind the line. And that'll move him back to a little more difficult 3rd down and goal situation. That's going to be about the 3-yard line. Surprisingly, Alleghany electing not to use a timeout in this instance. Just a few seconds left before we go to the half. Trying to spread it out a little bit more now on offense are the Trojans. 3rd down and goal from the 3. Sprinkle, hand off to the left side to Hampton. He's looking the end zone, stretches ahead, and they're not going to say he got in there either. Stopped about a half-yard shy, it looks like. And there comes the timeout from Alleghany. 18 seconds to go. Boy, I tell you what, the Huskies making the Trojans, that's the hardest 3 yards you ever have to try to pick up.
Yeah, if somehow they can get out of this without giving up any points, that's a huge win for the Husky defense, especially when you know they're going to go to their bread and butter from the 1 yard line at least 3 times. And we'll see. They may go for a field goal here to get some points, or they may try to punch it in here on 4th down.
What are you expecting here from Coach Hampton and his defensive front?
He's telling them you got to stand strong. Just got to stand strong. Linebackers need to fill the gaps from the defensive line. And especially if they go for it here, just try as hard as you can to close the inside out. They'll probably run it up the middle if they do go for it. But if they do go outside, just maintain your lanes, maintain your gaps, and hopefully get a big stop on 4th down.
Any chance from Alleghany that we see Colson Seal come out and kick a field goal?
And we could. If Sessoms want some points, wouldn't blame them there. But we saw that extra point kick. That barely had enough mustard to clear the bar there. So would not be surprised to see them go for it here and try to tie the football game.
And it looks like this Alleghany offense is coming back onto the field. They're going for it on 4th down and goal. 18 seconds left in the half, looking to tie this thing up before they switch sides and head to the locker room. Sprinkle under center. Here's the toss sweep over here to the near side, looking in the end zone, looking forward. Does he get it? Looks like he is stopped short, and he is, and the Husky defense prevails.
And how about Jason Baker there, fired up, Sean Baker as well. Great stand by the Husky defense.
So the Huskies making a big-time statement, bending but not breaking. And how is that as we get ready to head to the locker room, making a big stand there on 4th down and goal, stopping that team when they had 2nd and goal from the 1 yard line.
Absolutely. Now they just got to pay attention, make sure they get a good snap of the football here. They look like they're backed up inside their own 1 where the ball's spotted. Just need to get a little bit of yardage there, maybe quarterback sneak, something like that, and let the rest of this clock run out.
And we see Coach Hampton calling a quick TO, yelling at his sideline here. Telling his guy he's wanting to get maybe some more big bodies up there, load that line. As you said, this is dangerous territory in a way for the Huskies, even though they did make the stop, as you said, backed inside their own 1. Just a few seconds left. You'd hate to see loose ball come out or a safety, anything of that sort if you're Ashe County. But if you're on the flip side for Alleghany, you're licking your chops right now at Frank Sessoms and just sending the house on this play.
And you know Hampton's told them that in this timeout, just absolute ball security here. Make sure we've got a good snap and a good grasp on the football, whoever takes it. Most likely probably a quarterback sneak here, something like that. But as you said, the Alleghany defense, they want to try to get in there, maybe lay a hit on somebody, force a fumble. We'll see what they do.
So 1st and goal from their own 1, just pushing forward, and looks like Huskies were able to hang on to the ball, and with that run, that will do it for the first half as we see the clock wind down to 0, and Ashe County is going to prevail in the first half of action here, up 14-7. I'll tell you what, though, this is it's going to be a dogfight as these two teams head to the locker room.
It is. I'd say you're probably looking at 2 of the better teams in the conference, if not the 2 best teams. Allegany's certainly looking good this season, and Ashe, we all know what they're capable of with that passing attack. And so far, good half of football. Can't wait to see what's in store for the 3rd quarter.
So we will take a break ourselves as the teams head to the locker rooms. We'll give it up to the Ashe County High School Husky Vanguard Marching Band for the halftime show. Looking forward to their performance and looking forward to more action here on Friday Night Football. Stay tuned in on Sky Zone HD Channel 1 for more action coming your way here in just a few minutes from Ashe County High School.
When it comes to insuring your home, business, automobiles, and property, you want an agency you can depend on. Miller Insurance has been serving this region for more than 60 years and are proud to now represent Everett Cash Mutual, which specializes in insuring farm property, equipment, livestock, and more. Before you renew your insurance policies, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or come see us in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to be your hometown insurance agency that supports our hometown teams.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, direct your attention to the center of the field for tonight's halftime entertainment, featuring the 2014 Husky Vanguard Marching Band. The Husky Vanguard Marching Band is under the direction of Director Zach Fulbright. The field is under the command of Drum Major Elijah DeYoung. Brass captains are Luke Roden, Corey Ward, and Jordan Reedy. Woodwind captains are Gabby Hernandez, Mariah Martin, and Jacob Fernandez. Percussion captains are Emily McDonald and Dakota Liggle, and flag corps captain is Cassie Lyles. Tonight's show is entitled Comic Book Heroes, featuring 3 iconic tunes from Batman, Spider-Man, and Superman. Drum Major Elijah DeYoung, is the band ready? Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to the Husky Vanguard Marching Band.
When it comes to insuring your home, business, automobiles, and property, you want an agency you can depend on. Miller Insurance has been serving this region for more than 60 years and are proud to now represent Everett Cash Mutual, which specializes in insuring farm property, equipment, livestock, and more. Before you renew your insurance policies, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or come see us in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to be your hometown insurance agency that supports our hometown teams.
And welcome back into Ashe County High School at Husky Stadium, the site for another edition of Friday Night Football here on Sky Zone HD Channel 1. Glad to have you back in. High top the press box, I'm Tyler Ashe alongside Nathan Ham as we get geared up for second half action in what has been a tightly contested matchup so far between Alleghany and Ashe County.
And both teams have to be pleased with where they're at right now. Ashe does have a lead. But Alleghany, they haven't really done well stopping the Husky offense, but they have been able to keep them off the field for the most part and only trailing here by 7 points.
Both teams able to find the end zone there. Of course, the Huskies, a pair of scores. Alleghany just one touchdown drive, but I'll tell you what, they really controlled, as expected, the time of possession in that first half.
And we'll see if the Huskies can attack early on here. Maybe take a 2-score lead. That would make Alleghany need to move the ball a little bit quicker, maybe have to turn to the air a little bit more than they already have, which, you know, I think we've both been surprised how much they've thrown the football already, and may have to do it even more here in the second half.
So we'll see number 67, Colson Seal, come out to kick this one away. And talk about controlling the time of possession. Ashe County, you know, even if you do count that one play there at the end of the half, they only had the ball 4 times, really just 3 drives for this Ashe County offense. You know, you're thinking, hey, we score, 66% of the time, 2 out of 3, but you only get the ball 3 times on offense. That's going to be hard to maybe hang into this one if Allegheny's able to pound it down their throats here in this second half and put points on the board themselves.
Ashe will really have to value their offensive possessions, make every one of them count, and move the football against the Trojans.
So after that return, out to the 32-yard line, we'll see this Ashe County offense make their way onto the field. First down and 10 as they start another drive. Bowers between receivers to the left and right, joined by Sullivan in the backfield. There we see Ellis in motion, now switching over to the left side, and Bowers cannot get rid of this one. He's wrapped up and brought down hard in the backfield by Jake Hampton. And I tell you what, we've called his name on offense plenty of times, and there he steps up and makes a big play on the other side of the ball.
Hampton doing a little bit for all sides of the football for the Trojans. Also saw him return a kick earlier as well. And it looks like a penalty there against the Huskies is going to be an illegal shift there. Not really a good start there for the Ashe offense.
So the shift penalty actually will be declined. So after that sack, they'll take the loss of downs as well. So not a bad choice that time from Alleghany, as that will be the equivalent of a 5-yard loss. Brings up second down now. Sullivan up the middle, has some room, getting out toward that 40-yard line before he is wrapped down. So some big-time yardage picked up. He gets those penalty yards back and then some.
First big run there for the Husky offense tonight. Sullivan using that power and quickness makes it a third and very manageable.
Third down and about 3 yards to go. Pick up the first for the Huskies. Sullivan again on the carry. Oh, and he is hit hard and finally wrapped up. Boy, I tell you what, this Trojan defense looked to be fired up to start off this second half.
Big stop there for Alleghany. Big 3 and out. They'll get the football back here early in the third quarter. See if they can put a scoring drive together and tie this ball game.
So McNeil will drop back to get off another punt. And we only saw him have to kick it away once in that first half, and it was a beauty, pinning them in their Alleghany inside their own 10 at the 8-yard line. And boots this one away. It's another good high kick, going to take a bounce just outside the 20. It's going to actually be fielded and trying to find some room, but nothing doing there. The Huskies closed in quickly, and great job there on coverage by the special teams, not allowing any room for Sprinkle to work.
Yeah, no return there at all. Ashe defense pinning them inside the 20 once again.
So as the Trojans come back onto the field, remind you that tonight's game and every Husky game this season brought to you by Miller Insurance in downtown West Jefferson. See Miller Insurance for all your insurance needs. So, Nate, Alleghany comes back onto the field. Do you look for the run game to come into more play here in this second half with some adjustments, or for their air attack to continue?
I'd say they'll definitely keep trying to run the football. Of course, if it's not there, they've shown that they have no problem trying to pick up yards through the air.
So first down on their first play in the second half. It's going to be a handoff to the right side. That was Jake Hampton, rather, on the carry. Brought down by Sean Baker. Just a short gain there, maybe a gain of a pair. As we see this stingy defense again to start off the second half from Ashe just on the first play. Those yards coming hard on the ground for either squad, as we saw there. Just the opening play from Ashe. Sullivan breaking away on a nice run. Really the only big play on the ground we've seen in this contest. So that'll make it 2nd down and 8 from the 20. Sprinkle throwing on the run after the play action. Pass is caught and turning up the field, Avery Hash. We hear his name a lot in basketball as well, and the big tight end making use of his height advantage and picking up some big-time yardage.
And yet another big target for Sprinkle to throw to. 6'4" junior tight end makes the most of his catch on that one, picks up a first down.
So Alleghany, it's worked for him in the previous contest, basically almost solely rushing attack, and throws few and far between. They're very adept, though, at throwing the ball, and look for this to continue maybe going forward for Alleghany with such big targets out there with Hash and Santos, among others. This time the handoff is up the gut. Nothing fancy there, and the Huskies not having anything, though, clogging up the middle very well. No running lanes that play, and just a gain of about a yard for Alleghany that time.
And going back to what you were talking about with the passing attack, also haven't seen Chase Gallion yet, but another 6'4" senior receiver, and we have seen some of Khalil Lawson's 6-foot senior receiver as well. So they definitely have the height and skills to throw the football if they need to.
And there we do see Gallion on your near side, but they're going to hand it off on the misdirection, and a great run there. And that was Lawson, who you just spoke about a minute ago, and he's going to pick up the first yardage and then some and move it into Husky territory.
It'll be a first down for Alleghany. They'll have it now at the 46-yard line.
Mark it down at the Husky 46-yard line, where it will be 1st down and 10. So all of a sudden, Alleghany opening things up a little bit on the ground. Sprinkle rolling out to the far side, throwing off his back foot. Pass is complete. Fighting ahead and getting close to 1st down yardage that time. Khalil Lawson quickly being used once again, and he's definitely showing he's a dual threat out of the backfield.
Sessom's changing things up quite a bit here in the second half. Not afraid to line up Lawson in the backfield, out wide, wherever. And so far, they've gotten him the ball 2 or 3 times, and he's made the most of it.
He has been one of the leading receivers for Alleghany this season, but you look at his catch total only at 5. He's already caught a couple of passes here tonight, as we see the toss on the near side that time by Red. Not much doing there. Bradley Lucas stepping up and making a nice catch, but it's going to be enough to move those chains, and that's going to be another 1st down for the Trojans. Continuing the methodical pace down the field, putting together another nice drive is Alleghany, now inside the 35-yard line. 1st down and 10 from the 34. Mishandled there on the snap, and looks like Sprinkle was able to fall on it and avert a disaster there for Alleghany.
Could have been the 2nd turnover of the night for the Trojans. Instead, looks like smart play there, picking the ball up, just falling on it, living to play another down.
So 3rd quarter here in tonight's Friday night football matchup. As we mentioned, the opening contest in Mountain Valley Conference play for each squad. And sporting undefeated records coming into this one. Ashe at 3-0, Alleghany 4-0. Both teams looking strong here in the early season. Of course, Ashe looking for the first 4-0 start in program history. And there we see that fake it to the halfback, fullback run up to the right side. Not a lot doing there, but hey, Frank Sessons once again, you'll take that, a gain of about 4 or 5 on second down.
He will. Good job by Hampton selling the fake very well, able to pick up 4 or 5 yards.
So it'll be third down and a manageable 5 yards from right on the 30-yard line of the Huskies.
Everybody clap your hands.
Both teams battling in this one. Tightly contested contest, just 14-7. Now a screenplay being set up across the middle. Pass is caught, and that's going to be enough to move those chains. Nice play design there on third and medium length. And that's going to be enough to pick up a first down and keep the Trojan drive alive.
And nice catch there by Red, able to pick up the first down. Well drawn up screenplay once again. Last one went for a touchdown. This one not quite as far, but nonetheless near the Husky red zone.
As you said, just outside of red zone territory, it will be 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line of Ashe. We'll see if the defense can respond. Kind of been pushed back on their heels a bit on this drive. It's going to wear on you as the game continues with these impressive drives that the Trojans have been able to put together. This time an inside handoff. Doesn't get much. Maybe gets to red zone territory down to about the 20-yard line and nothing more. Brandon Blevins, senior, making another big play.
It'll be a 2nd and 9 now for the Trojans.
Tell you, with his play, he definitely deserves that captain status that he's had bestowed upon him this season.
Absolutely. He's played hard week in and week out. I have to be proud of the effort him and the rest of the defense has really made so far this season.
As we said, coming into the year, that was one thing that I think a lot of people considered maybe a bit of a weakness for Ashe County, replacing as many starters and choosing to just have players play one side of the ball, such as McNeil and Blevins, and losing a lot of talent on the defensive side. But these other guys, as you said, have definitely stepped up as we see another great play there by that defensive front. Not much doing there, maybe another yard. So it's going to bring up 3rd down. That's going to be about 7 yards to go now to pick up the first. Just outside the 10-yard line is what they're shooting for, but they are in red zone territory. Alleghany, of course, last time they got in there, that drive snuffed out by the Huskies, getting it all the way down to the 1-yard line. The Huskies making an impressive stand as we see Coach Sessum's going to call a timeout and talk things over with his offensive unit. But as we were saying there, a defensive stand, and a great one it was right before they headed to the locker rooms by the Ashe County Husky defensive unit, and limiting Alleghany to just 7 points in that first half.
And kept the momentum on our side as well, able to keep them out of the end zone there on that 4th down play. And as you said, the defense really playing strong this year, have gotten better each week, it seems like. Went from giving up 42 points to North Surrey and simply just shut down the Reynolds rushing attack for the most part, forced some turnovers, and we all know what they did against Watauga as well.
As we take a look there, just kind of a quick recap while we have a minute. The Huskies gave up a lot of points in that first game, but after that, points against this defensive unit have been few and far between. Of course, High Brighton did put up 28 in the first half, but you might think some adjustments would have been made at halftime, and it would have been, I really would have loved to have seen the second half in that matchup.
Oh, absolutely. Lots of speed in that game. Would have been fun to see who came out on top.
Here comes the toss. Hampton gets the ball on the right side, fighting forward. He's going to be close to a first down. Looks like he may have been stopped short. It's hard to tell from here. And the initial signal is a 4th down. And it is going to be stopped just a tad shy of the first down, so 4th down and 1. And you've got to think if they went for it on 4th and goal from the 1, that you're going to see them go for it on 4th and 1 from just outside the 10-yard line as well. And they do keep that offense onto the field. Sprinkle under center. We'll see if they just choose to go up the gut, maybe a sneak. No, Hampton takes it, diving forward. But was it enough to pick up the first down? Looks like he does have a pickup of around a yard. It's going to be close. See exactly where that ball was spotted under the dog pile. Referee's talking it over, places the ball down. We're going to get an official TO and most likely a measurement forthcoming. So we see the chain gang coming onto the field. Stretching out the marker. And just by a hair, the first down is gained. So that's going to be just enough. So a first down by the skin of their teeth. And this drive will continue. Alleghany fighting just to pick up enough for that first down. And they'll still be able to pick up another first down potentially if they need it before getting into the end zone. Ball will be about the 11.5-yard line where it will be first down, 10 to go. So Alleghany smelling that end zone once again, Nate, here in this third period.
They are. We'll see if the Husky defense can hold them out once again and hold on to their touchdown lead.
There's the toss again to Hampton on the right side, fighting ahead. Not a lot doing there, very similar to the last play, but this time only picking up maybe a yard, yard and a half. Brandon Blevins again on the tackle. So that's going to bring up second down, and call it 8 yards to go for the first. Ball on the 10.5-yard line, 14-7 our score. Ashe County in the lead late in this third period. The Trojans hanging around, though, and looking to tie up this ball game. This time on the fake, there's the handoff straight up the gut after the fake toss, and nothing doing there. The Huskies weren't fooled a bit. Lawson, no room to work. Richardson in on the tackle that time. No gain. So third down, and we'll call it 9 to go for that first. So again, Alleghany in a difficult situation here in third and long. Cowbells are ringing, trying to get this Husky defensive unit fired up. Sprinkle rolling out. Nothing doing downfield. Heaves it toward the end zone, but this one's going to fall short. Just really grasping for straws that time. And I'll tell you what, Owen didn't miss a pick by much.
Looked like it barely just hit the ground before it got to him. But right there, good coverage by the Husky secondary. And Sprinkle got away with that one there. They tell you never to throw across your body. That's certainly what he did there on third down. And it looks like fourth down. They have no visions here of kicking a field goal. Looks like they're going to go for it.
So not the best of situations here. If you're Coach Sessoms, do you look for them to go through the air in this situation again, Nate?
I would. With their big play targets, I would certainly go through the air. It's going to be tough to pick up 9 yards on one running play here.
Sprinkle dropping back, throwing all the way. Fade route looking to the end zone. Ball is up. Did he hang on to it? They're going to say no, that he was out of bounds. But I'll tell you what, they didn't miss a touchdown by much there.
That was a well-designed play using the height advantage there of Santos, but just could not pull it down inbounds, and Ashe will take over after the turnover.
I'll tell you what, despite the great coverage by that Husky defense, you applaud them for that, but still Santos came up with that ball. They're going to say he was just out of bounds.
It was good play design, exactly what they needed to do, but Ashe able to survive and see if they can maybe make a long drive of their own here or just a quick score here. Either way would really help out the Huskies.
So they will start now after another stand on fourth down from deep in their own territory. Start out from their own 10 as the handoff goes to Sullivan. Fights forward out across the 15-yard line. I'll tell you what, Nate, this Husky defense may play the best on either fourth and goal or fourth down situations deep in their own territories. They've made some huge stands in this ball game.
Coach Hampton said numerous times this year, kind of a bend but don't break style of defense they've played throughout. And right there, another good example of that. They gave up some yards down the field, but for the second time, a fourth down stop in the red zone. And last time Ashe didn't turn it into points, but kept the momentum. This time we'll see if they can turn this turnover into points.
And the second down handoff went to Sullivan once again. Not near as fortunate this time in terms of picking up the yardage. Little or no gain. They'll bring up a third down quickly for the Huskies. 3 to go in the 4-wide set. Trips to the near side, and he's looking this way. Can he get rid of it? Rolling out to the left side now, and he's just going to tuck and run himself and pick up the first down. So a good job of using his legs that time, his quarterback Connor Bowers.
And smart play by your senior quarterback, exactly what you hope he would do. Don't force a throw. If the running lane is there, certainly take it, get the first down, and just keep the drive alive.
I'll tell you, he's really very poised at the quarterback position. I've seen it noticed it more this season, and very mature player out there and really doesn't force the issue a tremendous amount, and very smart with the ball. And in that situation, nothing open downfield, just tucks and runs it himself as we see him firing a deep ball and hooking up once again with Mason McNeil. And how about that arm from Connor Bowers?
Another nice on-target throw there by Bowers, and you're exactly right. He's shown a whole lot of poise this year. Maybe sometimes last year he would force some throws he didn't need to make, but he has certainly took the coaching and workouts to heart this year, really playing a lot better at the quarterback spot.
That's definitely a key position for the Huskies, maybe more so this season than in recent memory, due to this new offensive scheme of the air raid and this brilliant passing attack that we've seen, and very potent by this Ashe County offense. Huskies showing 4 wide. Bowers going to the far side, just in and out of the hands of Mason McNeil, and he's going to be kicking himself on that one, put it right where he needed it.
He is. You could tell he was getting ready to make a move there, a little step back and hopefully run upfield, but didn't watch the ball all the way into his hands. Incomplete pass. See what the Huskies have here on second down.
As you said there, I think his eyes were already downfield and looking to make the move before he had the ball, and it resulted in the dropped pass. So now after the incompletion, second down and 10 for the Huskies. Play action. Bowers looking deep. Has his man Blevins over the defense. Wide open, 10-5, and watch him go. Dial it up for 6 more, and the Huskies have stretched this thing out. Now lead it by 2 touchdowns.
And another beautiful deep pass to Blevins. And that speed, just something Alleghany has no match for. 3rd touchdown of the night.
So Jacob Blevins once again making that defense pay. I'll tell you what, his just open field speed is unmatched, and really, I don't believe any team could hardly have a guy out there as quick as Jacob Blevins is, especially after catching that ball. And we hear the Husky student section, you can't stop him, and I don't think, as I just said there, few can stop him. Jacob Blevins with yet another touchdown on the season, and the extra point attempt right down the middle from Richardson, and tack on 7 more with the extra point for the Ashe County Huskies. And tell you what, they went a long way in a short amount of time, as we see so often.
They did 90 yards there on just 6 plays, and of course capped off by the long bomb to Jacob Blevins.
And with that score, that is actually going to do it for the 3rd period as time expires. Stay tuned in for more action. Huskies stretching it out a little bit, but I'm sure Allegany's not going to go away. Stay tuned in for 4th quarter action here on the Sky Zone HD Game of the Week.
When it comes to insuring your home, business, automobiles, and property, you want an agency you can depend on. Miller Insurance has been serving this region for more than 60 years and are proud to now represent Everett Cash Mutual, which specializes in insuring farm property, equipment, livestock, and more. Before you renew your insurance policies, give us a call at 336-246-7151 or come see us in downtown West Jefferson. Miller Insurance is proud to be your hometown insurance agency that supports our hometown teams.
Welcome back to the 4th and final quarter for tonight's Friday night football matchup between the visiting Alleghany County Trojans and the Huskies of Ashe County hosting this one tonight, and it's been a very entertaining matchup before. We should flash this up here on the screen once again there. It was the end of the quarter. We had to go to a break. As you said, a great drive there by Ashe County, taking it 90 yards down the field in only 6 plays, capped off by the big-time gainer 57-yard pass. As we are getting ready here, as we will start off the 4th quarter with a kickoff from Richardson, puts his big foot into this one. And it's a good kick, fielded around the 7-8 line, trying to find some room up the middle. He has a seam out across the 35, but quickly closing in there and making a nice play that time. We see Hudler, and he's had a lot of tackles on special teams this year.
He has. He's played really well. Of course, we've called Evan Owens' name a lot on special teams, Elmer Alvarez as well. And right there, Hampton continuing to do it all that he can for the Trojans. Good, solid kick return there up to the 39-yard line.
It's glad to have you back in once again on tonight's football matchup. It is always brought to you by Miller Insurance, located in downtown West Jefferson. See Miller Insurance for all of your insurance needs. Quickly back to the action now as the Trojans look to battle back, find themselves now down 2 scores to begin this 4th quarter. And with the way they kind of slowly work their way down the field and control the time of possession, it seems like a lot more than just a 2-score game.
It does, and Alleghany not really having a big striking offense might hurt them here a little bit down the stretch trying to make this comeback. but they certainly have nothing to be ashamed of. They've played their game, and they've kept the Husky offense off the field quite a bit. It's just when they've been on the field, they've had no answer for it.
You talk about it there, the strategy that they like to implement into ball games. Sometimes that can sort of come back and haunt you in late game situations such as this when you need a big play. But just like that, I was about to say, just like that, a big play made. But in and out of the hands that time, he's looking for his big man Santos, cutting across the middle, but unable to hook up with the senior wideout. But getting back to there, talking about Alleghany sort of being in a hole right here, 2 scores down, and as we said, the way they like to just run the ball and slowly work it down the field kind of makes things a little more difficult than maybe, especially for a team like the Huskies, which air it out.
It does. It'll put them in a tough spot, having to throw the ball quite a bit more here in the fourth quarter if they want to pull off a win.
Not used to being in this situation are the Trojans. Undefeated on the season still. Sprinkle going to have to tuck this one away, and 3 Huskies are in the backfield to take him down. My goodness, these guys are fired up to start this fourth period.
Absolutely. Look like Jacob Blevins in there again, and Alex Richardson there as well. Really putting a hurting on Sprinkle there at quarterback and putting an end to that drive as well. It's going to be 4th and a country mile.
So Hunter Scott also in there. So great plays by 3 of those men coming in, and this defensive unit continues to what do you want to say, earn their money out there, I should say, on this field. As the punting unit comes on, gets this one away barely, but it's a nice kick over the head of Ellis, and he's just going to wisely back away. Actually takes an Ashe County bounce. And all in all, not bad field position here for the Huskies to start off this drive in this fourth quarter, as they'll take over from their own 26-yard line, 1st down and 10. Huskies making their way back onto the field. I'll tell you what, Nate, another score here may, even though it's early in the fourth quarter, may put this one away.
I think you're exactly right, Tyler. I think a touchdown here, this game will definitely be over, barring the Huskies really shooting themselves in the foot with some turnovers and whatnot. But, yeah, a score here really puts this game out of reach.
We see Colin Ellis on the handoff. Haven't called his name a lot tonight out of the backfield. But I'll tell you what, he's really the definition of a dual threat. He's so good out of the backfield. Sorry to interrupt you there, and well as catching the ball.
Yeah, definitely. He's shown that he can do it all. He's made big catches downfield. He's taken short passes and followed blocks and picked up big gains. And I'd say you might see a lot of him here in the fourth quarter between him and Sullivan. Used to grind down the rest of this clock, take some handoffs, maybe some short passes, and hopefully get out of here with a win.
Bowers looking to pick up yardage through the air. Pass is caught by Jacob Worley. Not a lot doing there. Picks up 2 or 3 maybe. That's going to bring up another 3rd down situation for the Huskies in this second half. Now it's going to be about 3rd down and 5 to go to pick up the first from their own 31-yard line. After another nice defensive stand, Ashe may put that defense back on the field a little bit quicker than they had hoped. Bowers fakes the throw once, now hit as he throws, trying to find someone on the right side. It was in the direction of Blevins. Flags do fly, and I believe they refs may end up calling intentional grounding, not sure.
They might, not sure what the call will be here. If it's on Ashe, of course, it will be a punting situation. I'm sure Alleghany will decline it.
Now they're going to wave off the flag, so no penalty after the refs talk this one over. But either way, that's going to be a 4th down situation. It's going to be 3 and out for this Ashe County offense, as that defense is quickly going to have to go back to work, as Mason McNeil is on to boot this one deep for the Huskies. See if they can pin Alleghany back a bit. Probably going to have pretty good field position, though. Going to boot this one away from around the 22 after he steps back, and this one takes a roll to the sideline, so a neutral bounce, we'll call it. That's going to go out about the 38-yard line, so Alleghany may be in some business here with nice field position. They do trail by 2 early in this fourth period. Going to have to claw their way back into this one. They fought hard all night, but maybe fell behind a bit too much there with this big strike Ashe County offense.
Probably did. It was a good game plan. It worked as they would hoped it would, but their defense just did not play well enough when it was out there.
Sprinkle under center, 3 men lined up to his left. Maybe forced to go to the air a little bit more than they'd like. Pass is made, but nothing more. Great play that time by Evan Owen. I tell you what, this has really been his coming out party, I believe, tonight.
Really, especially on defense. He'd made some big catches this year on offense and some special teams plays. But right there, great job reading the play, seeing where they were going. Little swing pass right there, and Evan Owen blew it up.
Able to stop Red for no gain. Bring up 2nd down and 10. Play action now. Sprinkle rolling out to the near side, throwing off his back foot, fires it deep. Lucky he didn't have that picked off, but nearly was able to hook up across the middle with his intended target. Hunter Barnes in, applying some nice defensive pressure. So Alleghany quickly facing a 3rd and long situation of their own. Definitely don't want to risk giving this ball back to Ashe County. See what Alleghany chooses to do if you try to pick up all 10 here. Could already be into 4th down territory. There the pass is made to his man out of the backfield, working it up that left side, out across the 45. Going to be stopped short is Hampton of picking up the 1st down, however. Evan Owen, get to call his name yet again, making another nice play on the ball. It's going to be 4th down and about 3-4 yards to go to pick up that 1st. We'll see what Coach Sessums ultimately decides here. Do you keep this offensive unit on the field?
Yeah, you about have to here, down 2 touchdowns. Not sure what they really want to do with it. They might try to run the ball. It's only 3 or 4 yards. But actually, instead, it looks like they're going to punt it and hope their defense can make a stop, maybe get a 3 and out. Otherwise, Ashe puts any yardage together, this game will be over.
And it's a line drive punt. Going to be fielded this time by Hunter Barnes, trying to find some room up the middle, slipping around a little bit, though. So we'll credit the grass there with an assist, but nice job by the Trojans on the special teams, getting down there and making a play. I believe that was Avery Hash making the decisive tackle. Ashe County's offense back onto the field. So a pair of 3 and outs, and that's something we haven't seen, I believe, at all tonight, back-to-back 3 and out possessions from each of these offenses. Although Alleghany only has 7 on the board, they have moved the ball well, and I'd venture to say they've nearly matched Ashe County in offensive production here tonight.
I would say you're probably about right there, and if their defense could have really done anything to stop the Ashe offense, it would probably be a little bit closer of a ball game. But still 14 points, not too far off. But Alleghany going to have to get some points and get the Husky offense off the field.
As we saw there on 1st down, read option and read well by Connor Bowers. He chooses to hang on to that one. Picks up about 5-6 yards. Now 2nd down and 4. Handed off this time up the middle. It's going to be close to 1st down yardage. Sky Sullivan powers ahead. Colin Ellis. And going to be stopped about a yard shy of the 1st down, so that'll bring up 3rd down and 1. So a manageable third down situation for Ashe County this time. As you know, they look to do what Alleghany's done all night, and that is milk this clock in this situation. Handoff up the middle this time. Ellis breaking away a bit and finding some nice yardage, 1st down and then some. Gets it out across the 35-yard line, and that's enough to move the chains for this Ashe County offense.
Yeah, good job by Ashe being able to use that running game here late in the game. A lot of times people have worried if Ashe could really melt the clock away in a close game. They haven't really had much success running the football this year, but on this drive right now, between Bowers and Ellis, they've shown they can pick up at least 1 first down, hopefully some more.
Bowers off play action, fires it off to the right side, and first time we've called his name tonight, Carter Calhoun, coming up and making a nice play. Good to see him back after sustaining a shoulder injury a few weeks ago.
Yeah, we've seen all 3 of our probably top receivers here miss a game or two, with Blevins and McNeil both sitting out a game, and Calhoun, of course, missing 1 as well.
Nice to see all of these guys healthy as they enter conference play for Ashe County. 1st down and 10 now as they moved it into Alleghany territory. Bowers hit as he throws, and man, he was rocked hard in the backfield. I believe that was Caleb Red getting to him. No, excuse me, that's going to be number 20, Logan McKelvey, stepping up and making a big-time hit.
I don't think we've called his name all night, but right there, good job getting pressure.
So luckily for Bowers, able to get rid of that one, not sustain a big loss on the play. Just go down in the books as an incomplete pass. And we'll pull up 2nd down and 10 now, as Ashe County gets the call in from the sideline. 4 wide set for the Huskies. Bowers in the gun, dropping back now, forced out of the pocket. Throws on the run. Pass is caught. And a great catch made that time by Mason McNeil, able to get his hands under that one before it hits the ground.
Absolutely. Big play there gets us another 1st down. Hey, when you're making pitch and catch look that easy, why run the ball?
So moves it down inside the Alleghany 35-yard line, where we 1st down and 10 for the Huskies. Tell you, time really starting to become a factor now for these Trojans.
It is, and if Ashe can punch this one in, you can about guarantee that'll be the ball game.
So on 1st and 10, Ashe County looking to keep this drive alive. Play action. Bowers flushed out of the pocket again. Nice pressure looking deep down the field. A full-out stretch by Blevins. Just can't hang on to it, but it wasn't for lack of effort. Man, if he'd have hauled that one in, that would have been the play of the game.
It would have been. That would have been his 4th touchdown of the night. Big night for the senior either way, but right there really put in the effort to pull that one in.
So after the incompletion, we'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Blevins is really feeling it here tonight. As you mentioned there, 3 touchdown catches already as we see flags fly. This looks like it could go against the Huskies, maybe a false start penalty. In which case that'd back them up 5 yards. And that will be the call against the Huskies, so it will back them up, and we will redo 2nd down. Now 2nd down and 15 for this Ashe County offense. Looking to put this one away in the late stages, midway through this 4th period. Nice 2-touchdown lead, but nothing safe. Looking to make it 3. Bowers takes the snap, bit of a low one, gets it off. A nice throw, and an even better catch that time laying out for it was Mason McNeil.
It gets all the penalty yardage there back and a couple extra. We'll see what Ashe has in line on this 3rd down.
3rd down now coming up for the Huskies.
Be about 3rd down, and we'll call it 9. So 3rd and long situation faces this Ashe County offense. We'll see how they respond. As we mentioned, they're looking to put this one away with another score. Be tough for Alleghany to come back from a 3-score deficit this late in the game. Bowers on the play action, stepping up. Forced to can't get rid of it, and he is finally going to be rocked that time, and a nice job by Alleghany preventing him to have enough time to even throw that ball.
It was good pressure there by the Trojan defense right out of the gate. Didn't give Connor much of a chance to look downfield at all before he was already having to step up in the pocket, move around a little bit. 4th down here, we'll see if Ashe wants to go for it, maybe a little pooch punt, something. We'll see what Hampton wants to draw up here.
Looks like that offensive unit will remain on the field. See if they call a timeout. Looks like they're heading over here to the sideline to talk things over. And there we get the official timeout from Ashe County. It'll be their first charge timeout here in the 2nd half. Coach Brian Hampton just wanting to get things straight here on this 4th down. Well, it's going to be about 10 situation. If you're Ashe County, do you leave that offense on the field or kick this one away or try to go for a long field goal? I know Richardson's converted on some long ones. This one would be a very long field goal, especially for high school standards.
Yeah, I would say, you might as well go for it here with a 2-score lead. They haven't really shown much ability to stop your passing attack unless they've got pressure on you. But, if you can punt one real deep here into Alleghany territory, keep it from being a touchback, you really got the Trojans up against the wall.
So after the timeout, we'll see if the Huskies choose to bring that punting unit onto the field or go for it on what is going to be a 4th down and 10 situation. Ball spotted on the 34-yard line. This Trojan defense going to be geared up for another big stop. Frank Sessum's telling his guys to fight hard here because if you do get a stop and get a quick score, it makes it a whole new ball game, even with time running down. in this final period. Alleghany still clinging to some hope. 4 wide set now. Bowers joined by Ellis in the backfield, gets the shotgun snap, blitz coming, steps up, averting trouble. Now he's going to tuck it and run himself down inside the 30, the 25, the 20, the 15, still on his feet before he is rocked out of bounds inside the 10, and Ashe County gets the first down and then some behind the legs of quarterback Connor Bowers.
And how about some great blocking downfield by the receivers there? Couldn't ask for a much more designed play there, especially quarterback run. Don't think it was designed to be that way, but just where it happened to work out, where the receivers were able to throw some blocks, and gets Ashe a big 1st and goal opportunity.
As you called it there, 1st and goal from the 9-yard line. This time they're going to hand it off. Ellis looking off to the left side. Look at him go, spinning around into the end zone, taking a defender with him, and that's going to put 6 more on the board, and Ashe County storms ahead now, 27-7.
Big 4th down conversion, followed immediately by a touchdown. That's definitely a heartbreaker there for Alleghany.
And that may have been just the icing on the cake there for Ashe County, and the straw that broke the camel's back if you're looking at Alleghany, as that'll give Ashe County a 3-score lead late in this 4th period, looking to make it a full 3 scores now at the extra point, and it is up and good from Richardson, so 28-7, and Ashe County able to put together another very nice drive, that time able to milk the clock as well, something we haven't seen from them a lot tonight. 11 plays, 84 yards.
And good job mixing the pass and the run up very efficiently. Some of the runs they got were passing plays that kind of broke down on them, but nonetheless still good job drawing things up, moving down the field and getting another score.
And the air raid season continues despite that touchdown, as you saw, via the ground. Of course, the passing plays help set up that run game so well for Ashe County as they continue to look impressive this season, now leading 28-7, although this one is not official yet with the limited time left in this ball game, limited opportunities for Alleghany. Ashe looking very good to come out of here with their first 4-0 start in their program's history.
Absolutely, and a big start indeed. Then, of course, we'll have a couple tough games down the stretch, and always that rival game against Wilkes Central. You never really know what could turn, but right here, Ashe really taking care of business against the only other undefeated team in the conference.
So Richardson, after kicking the PAT, puts his big toe into this one, puts it deep, will be fielded, though, at the 1-yard line, making it back out across the 30. He's moving across the 40, across the midfield, and Red finally brought down, but not before he takes it into Husky territory. Elmer Alvarez stepping up and finally bringing him down. But boy, that was almost danger right there for Ashe County.
That would have been a big play for the Trojans. Good job there by Kendall Richardson, the kicker, slowing him down, and Elmer finishing off the play with the tackle.
So the ball will be spotted all the way to the Ashe County 41.5-yard line, we'll say. Great field position here for Alleghany to start off this drive as they look to keep things hopeful that they can at least get into this ball game again. If they get a quick touchdown, it's going to be hard coming down from 3 scores, however, as the pass is complete on the left side. Short of the first down marker, so that clock just continues to run. That'll bring up 2nd down and about 3 to go. Inside of 3 minutes now in this 4th period. Boy, Alleghany still doesn't look to be in any big hurry, Nate.
I'm kind of surprised at that. I guess they think they can score on a couple of big plays, maybe get back in this one, but kind of surprised they're just taking their time getting up to the football.
Pump fakes once, now Sprinkle looking end zone, and the ball is intercepted. Hunter Barnes, my goodness, what a great play on the ball there. Full extension and able to make the interception, and that will probably just about do it here for this one tonight.
And big athletic play there by Barnes. Good job in coverage as well, and the Husky defense showed up tonight, made the plays when they needed to. Your offense is probably going to put up points, but how about another solid defensive effort from the Ashe County squad?
Boy, that's just a shot in the heart there for this Alleghany offense, trying to air it out and make a big play downfield. And Sprinkle hadn't turned the ball over yet tonight, but right there, his first interception, it was a big one. And Hunter Barnes choosing to come up with a huge play himself, his biggest of the ball game, and at a big opportunity like that, big time situation, I should say, and makes the most of his opportunity as we see Colin Ellis on the big-time run there picking up first down yardage.
And that is good for a first down. Ashe County will have the ball down near the 20-yard line with just over 2 minutes left to go in the game.
So down to about 2 minutes to go now. Ashe County looks to just milk this clock. 28-7, 3-touchdown lead. Pretty safe to say this one is in the bag for the Huskies. But both teams really battled it out here tonight. Another handoff up the middle. And look to see this here probably for the remainder of this one. Just nothing fancy. Just run that ball, and most importantly, if you're Coach Hampton, you're telling those guys, hold on to that ball.
Yeah, no turnovers here. Just hold on to the football. Keep that clock running. As you see, a lot of fans making their way to the exits a little bit early. Try to beat the traffic.
So they'll say basically no gain on the first down play. Makes it 2nd down and 10. Four wide set. Handoff again goes to Ellis. Upended that time a bit. Nice play there getting into the backfield by number 55. That is Houston Murphy. First time we've called his name tonight, making a nice play there. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and long 9, we'll call it, for this Ashe County offense. And they will have to, appears, get this snap off. Bowers, you see, taking a look at that clock. Handoff again to Ellis, working it up the middle. And gets out across the 35-yard line. No, won't be a first down, but it doesn't look like that's going to matter, as we'll see this game clock expire. And with that, the Ashe County Huskies have done it here, Nate, and they will prevail in a hard-fought contest as they defeat the Alleghany County Trojans 28-7, and the perfect season continues for at least one more game for this Ashe County squad.
And great start to the second season, as Coach Hampton always seems to call it. A big start in the Mountain Valley Conference play. One of the tougher teams they'll face this year in the conference schedule.
So the Huskies coming out here 28-7 as we look at some big-time performers tonight for Ashe County. Of course, Connor Bowers having a great game, and one that really stands out, Jacob Blevins, just had a phenomenal contest here tonight.
Absolutely, 162 yards receiving. Only caught 4 passes, but 3 of them went for touchdowns. And how about Connor Bowers just missing on 6 passes, completing 15 of 21 for 283 and 3 scores.
And we talked about it earlier there, his decision-making. He also picked up 34 big ones on the ground, and especially that last drive, Ashe County was able to score, and a big part of that was him setting up there on the 1st and goal situation from the 9 after they faced a 4th down and 10 situation. He picked up about 20 yards on that one carry alone, and talk about it all the time. Colin Ellis, the dual threat, how about that? 46 yards on the ground, 33 in the air, also had a touchdown run, and Tristan Jones did not get the top tackler tonight, but nothing to be ashamed of there, 13 tackles, but Sean Baker bested him by 2, 15 tackles, a big one for a loss.
And big plays all around from the defense. Of course, we have Blevins recovering a fumble and Barnes picking off a pass. Strong defensive effort all around.
And on the other side of things, we see tonight's top Trojans. Austin Sprinkle had a very nice game there for Alleghany, 16 of 29, 192 yards, and you really may say that interception's more of a wash as he's just having to air it out there toward the end of the ball game, hoping for something. But all in all, a pretty efficient night there for him as we saw them pass the ball a lot more than anybody, I think, anticipated, especially on the Ashe County side.
Yeah, I don't think anyone expected him to throw nearly 30 passes tonight. And, of course, the rushing attack also worked out well for Alleghany, but not as well as they would have liked. 44 yards and a score for Jake Hampton. Caleb Redd, 10 carries, 33 yards. Both those guys looked like they did more through the air, with 71 yards receiving for Hampton and 43 yards through the air for Redd.
As you said it there, both teams fighting hard in this one, had a lot of big-time performers, and Alleghany, a lot of offense, despite only putting up 7 points. I believe they came up with about 290 yards on offense. Ashe County around the 380 mark, so fairly even there within 85, 90 yards of one another. Not a huge difference, but big difference there in the scoreboard. 3 touchdowns, and looking at some pregame predictions, that was the spread in this ball game from what I saw, was a 3-touchdown game, and that is exactly what it ended up being there in this contest between Ashe and Alleghany. As we look now at the Husky schedule for the season, of course that 3-0 will need to be moved to 4-0 and now 1-0 in conference as they hit the road for the next couple of weeks, and it's never going to be an easy one despite the record of Wilkes Central.
Absolutely, and I believe Wilkes Central and West Wilkes playing each other tonight. Wilkes Central up big in the second half last I saw, so we'll get to see both of those two teams in the next 2 weeks.
And then a big one as we look around the Mountain Valley Conference here tonight, and of course looking ahead for the Ashe County Huskies about that game at Starmount on Halloween, but they are facing right now a deficit against Elkin, and I tell you what, that's a big surprise there if Elkin is able to hang on and win that ball game.
Absolutely, that puts a lot of changes into the conference eyes and a lot of teams' faces.
So as we look ahead there for the Ashe County Huskies, and a big congratulations once again as their perfect season will continue. And now we will go downfield for a quick recap of the game with Husky head coach Brian Hampton.
I thought our kids played hard. We came out in the first half, did some good things early offensively. With our 2 possessions scoring quick, defense did a good job, and then they sort of took momentum with long drives. And their game plan was obviously to keep us off the field, our offense off the field. And they did a good job of that later on in the first half. I thought the goal line stop there right before the half was huge, gave us the momentum back, and then we were able to come out in the second half, and we did a lot better job defensively. We finally found the matchup we liked with Jacob Levins on the outside and hit him for a big one, and then capped it off with the one late there in the fourth. So overall, I was real proud of our team. Played hard, and it feels good to be 4-0.
Thank you.
And of course, we thank you for tuning in here tonight on the Sky Zone HD Game of the Week. And Ashe County improves now to 4-0 on the season. Alleghany drops to 4-1. Impressive displays from both squads, and of course a lot to take away for each of these coaches and teams. And of course we look forward to joining you again on next week's broadcast. For Nathan Ham and everyone at the Sky Zone Studios, I'm Tyler Rash. Thanks for watching.